This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 11, and it reads from the Holy Scriptures from the BibleGateway.com, and it reads, says, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. Shalom. First and foremost, like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Akarkadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone for preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And I say shalom to the Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson that I want to bring out. And this is from the amp.cnn.com. And this is by Tara Serbenyam, if I pronounce her name right, from CNN. She was the one that published this news article. As of updated 3:17 a.m. EST time, Monday, May the 29th, 2023, and it reads, largest earthquake in 120 years rattled Melbourne, but causes little damage. And keep this in mind too, when I've been doing sit-down lessons of earthquakes as of lately, I mentioned that, in the latter days, you're going to have earthquakes in places that is going to actually get hit by an earthquake. And there's going to be some places that haven't got hit by an earthquake for a very long time. It's going to reach those places. And you're going to have earthquakes and tornadoes and landslides and floodings in places in the latter days that never got hit by an earthquake or a tornado. We're going to start to see that a little bit more in the latter days as well too, as I've been mentioning that previously, because, the always saying due to the change of climate and the climate change and Mother Nature and all that. But it's really by the will of the power of the Heavenly Father is one that's doing these earthquakes around the world, or heart machines, But at the end of the day, it's all about the will and design by the power of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh of Israel is the one that's visiting this earth with these weather-like conditions. And the weather-like conditions in many different categories. And definitely when it comes to the earthquakes, we definitely been seeing an increasing earthquakes so far this year in the year 2023. So, I just want to keep that in mind as well, too. And this is Melbourne was shaken by a rare and shallow earthquake, the largest earthquake to hit the Australian city in over a century, swaying buildings but ultimately causing very little damage. Right, even though it was just a little earthquake. But keep this in mind, as the title of the news article, it says largest earthquake in 120 years rattled Melbourne but causes little damage. So as I mentioned again, you're going to have places where it's going to get hit by earthquakes. Haven't got hit by an earthquake in a very long time. Then you're going to have places where unexpected is going to get hit by earthquakes. So, I just want to add a note to that. And it says a preliminary information indicated the 3.8 magnitude earthquake struck the northwestern suburb of Sunbury at 11:41 p.m. local time at a depth of 2 kilometers and 1.24 miles, according to the government agency Geoscience Australia. Adam Pascal, chief scientist in the Victoria-based Seismology Research Centre, said the earthquake was the largest within 40 kilometers of the Melbourne since the magnitude of a 4.5 quake hit in 1902. So yeah, that's been a very long time. It says it woke me up, probably 5 or 10 seconds of a minor shake. The adrenaline hasn't dispatched yet, the Pascal said on Twitter. The Geoscience Australia said it has received more than 21,000 reports of the quake, which shock waves felt as far as the city of Bendigo, about 150 kilometers north of Melbourne, as far as the harbor on the islands of Tasmania. Melbourne in April surpassed Sydney to becoming Australia's most populous city, and many amongst the city's 5.8 million residents woke up Monday with a tale to tell. Felt like a plane crashed next to my house or something, one resident says, according to the CNN affiliated 7 News. It says, I'm on the 70th floor in the Erica Tower, and the entire building swayed. A couple of meters. Another Melbourne resident said on Twitter, referring to the downtown skyscraper. CNN Sky News Australia reports. One person said they ran out of the house with a match in their pajamas. Our old house sounded like it was getting broken into, they added, according to the Sky News Australia. And it says Australian Bureau of Meteorology said on Twitter there was no tsunami threat from the quake, though the emergency service warned of a potential aftershocks in a statement on Facebook. Most earthquakes happen in the Pacific Ring of Fire, where the world's most active volcanoes lies and where tremors occur as tectonic plates push against each other. It says earthquakes are not as common in Australia, though the continent does experience seismic activities due to the tectonic plate movement. In 2021, which was 2 years ago, Victoria experienced a magnitude of a 5.9 earthquake that causes some minor structure damage in Melbourne, despite hitting nearly 200 kilometers away. This is Second Ezra 9 verse 2. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 9, verse 2 of the Apocrypha of the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, Then thou shalt understand it is a very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, right? And it's those earthquakes. Increasing high magnitudes of earthquakes in diverse places as a prime example. And this is Second Ezra chapter 9 verse 3 of the Apocrypha of the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, it says, Therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars in the people of the world, right? That's what we're seeing. Earthquakes in diverse places, increasing earthquakes, high increasing magnitudes of earthquakes in diverse places. So we definitely been witnessing and experiencing that so far this year, of the increasing high magnitudes of earthquakes from a smaller scale to a larger scale of a magnitude of an earthquake. So with that, hopefully this lesson was edifying. This recent news article from amp.cnn.com of this recent earthquake over there in Australia. This was the largest, even though it was a 3.8 magnitude of an earthquake, they saying this was the largest earthquake rattled the Australian area in 120 years. So with that, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Akarkadash. Shalom to the elders of Great Millstone for preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And until next time, I will say shalom.